getting on the roof, and we're gonna replace the front hatch and back hatch if there's time. I will start with the back one because that's the one that keeps opening while we're driving. It is a beautiful day. We've got our Jackery panels out, charging up the Airstream. If you haven't seen the video where we figure out how to wire those in, it is our first video that we've ever made, and we get asked about it all the time. So go ahead and check it out. This keeps opening in transit and on windy days and stuff. It no longer holds closed. It also is old and weathered. In addition to that, it was installed so there's like a concave area all around it, and that holds water. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna try and replace this one with a Fantastic Fan. Looking for other attachment points on this side. There's a screw hole here, but I think that might hold the cross piece to the frame.
Okay, I'll hand up to you.
I have sunscreen on so I don't get the under the chin Airstream burn from the glare. You should think about a hat or something as well, Andrew.
Yep.
It's nice and bright.
Got it. Anything else you can think of we should grab, or just start the...
I think we should start the removal process. So all of these heads are covered in sealant. What I need to do is expose these screw heads, and the sealant is surprisingly still pretty gummy.
If memory serves, the gray was redone by us, the white under it.
Oh, that's right. We did an emergency sealing situation up here. Forgot about that.
My hope is these screws will spin and we won't have to fight too badly to get them out.
So I'm just lifting with my 5-in-1 tool, lifting the head of the screw because it's just spinning. Pry the heads off the blobs. It's these right here that are the problem. This is really...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wanted, when you put an AC in, you do
the wood frame? Yeah.
I don't think I'm doing that, because remember how we had sometimes we had a water puddle here?
Yeah.
How's it going up there?
Oh, Andrew, your flirt game is on. Oh, coffee.
Coffee break.
Oh, it's magic. What a beautiful view. I wish it was just a eensy-weensy bit less windy. Don't they always say something about on those channels where they go sailing? It's just boat work in beautiful locations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have 2 sides of this cleaned.
Okay.
And I need to do the other 2.
What we don't like is this. What we saw with the previous install was that there was a puddle that would form at the back edge, kind of by Shauna's knee there. You get like a little 1/4 inch deep puddle of water sitting on the top of the Airstream when it was level. And what we're gonna do is, much like when you install an air conditioner, there's either metal or wood framing
blocking here.
Blocking that keeps the thickness of the Airstream skin held in place.
Fortunately, Andrew found at our campsite a nice pallet that he's going to cut some wood blocking out of.
Yeah,
so...
the side rails of the pallet are in good enough shape. I can just cut a couple strips. I think the rib here means that I only need 3 sides, but...
Oh, take good care of that.
Yep.
So that takes a fair bit of that flexion.
Yeah, once it's screwed together, it'll feel way more solid.
I have this pretty much cleaned up. Let me get the Fantastic vent out. The wind is howling over the top of this Airstream. Oh, what a beautiful view. I can already tell there's a bunch of stuff that could blow away. So, I think I need to revisit how I open this.
Box.
Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
How does that look?
Let me scooch your wood blocks a little bit.
That's me pressed to the ceiling.
And would you say it's down flat all the way around? Yeah, that's the problematic area. I think what we're gonna do is tighten that down into the, that's.
No, none of the holes line up. 0.
Okay. So every hole will be covered by sealant when we push it down.
So the old holes will need like butyl tape and sealant and all kinds of stuff because the old holes.
Yeah.
Do you want to fish wires before?
I think it's time to fish wires.
Thank you for handing up my coffee. Since you're fishing wires and stuff, can I have a scone?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could just, hold on.
Okay.
Here. I think best course of action is to take it off the plate because the plate's just gonna blow away otherwise.
Thank you.
This is a light fixture in the bathroom. And when I take it down, I find 2 wires right there. My hope is that those wires can be used if I can run them over to here. Hello.
Hello, thank you for feeding me a snack.
You're welcome. It's only about 2 feet of distance that I have to run those wires. Heat shrinking wires with the hope that it'll be stiff enough to slide the 2 feet through the ceiling that I need to go. I love doing this with a wire coat hanger, but I don't have any.
I'm super excited that I changed the sheets yesterday. Poor planning, as always.
Okay, I got it. Just give a little tension, and then as I pull it, we'll kind of keep it tight. All right, how much slack do you have hanging over there out of the ceiling?
A lot.
Okay.
Like, I'm standing up here.
Hi.
And it goes all the way down to mid-thigh.
Oh, good. Okay, so we got plenty. All right, so I was worried we'd lose it in the ceiling. Okay, so this worked to heat shrink this just to have enough stiffness to push it through. So I'm kind of looking at how all the wires are run here and see what we need to do. With plenty of slack on this wire, we'll make this connection after. Let's go seal up the ceiling.
Plug the giant hole.
We got these wires, which we can make the connection and then kind of just stick them back in the...
So none of these holes lined up when I mocked it into place last time.
Yep.
And so I think a nice thick bead of butyl tape might help.
Yeah, we're gonna compress everything into butyl tape and then...
All right, so the hinge needs to be towards the hitch.
Yep.
Here we go.
Okay. Guiding wires. You know, the wires are coming out of this corner, so let's adjust.
Make that adjustment before we do anything else.
Okay.
I'm being dumb, I'm not wearing my gloves.
actually this is better because we have the wood on 3 sides and then we've got a space here because the rib runs. So that's actually a good place to put the wiring.
Okay. All right, so we've moved the wires to here and everything kind of looks supported. It feels better when I put
Yeah.
it in, so.
Oh yeah, when we put some screws in that, it's gonna be solid.
Let's mock it back into place.
Okay. Guiding wires. Yeah, what you put screws in that though, it's gonna tighten right up.
Okay. I've put down butyl tape here, and then I'm gonna do a bead of sealant around here, because that's how I found it. I usually can squeeze the tube of cotton, but
It's trying to use the rest of one that has partial dry in the tip, and it just narrows.
all right, well,
The flow.
Let's cut it.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
Yep, hinge towards the hitch, as you said.
I'm gonna set it, and then I'm just gonna rest it into place.
Yep.
And you can make adjustments
Yep.
as needed. I do want to give it a little bit of like a squoosh into the sealant if possible.
Yep. And that actually will sort of, once you set it, the squoosh could be the direction that it needs to go in.
Okay.
So that's kind of something to factor in.
Ready?
Yep.
I don't really want to hold it by the lid. Okay, it's just resting.
All right. It goes to the passenger side a hair.
Andrew went down underneath and supported so I could get a little bit more pressure on some of these screw heads without stripping. But this will give it a few hours before dark for the sealants to set up. Does it look kind of smooth on your side now?
Here?
Like it just stuck down. I mean, it's a field repair, right? Like where it was opening on the road, so
It looks okay.
something is better than nothing at this point.
Yep.
Just a blob on each screw head to further seal. We drove through the Salt Canyon in the snowy rain, and this thing kept opening. No matter how much I cranked it down, I was about to bungee it, it just kept opening in transit. Hopefully this solves that problem.
Yep.
You know, it's a field repair, it's not beautiful. As a matter of fact, it is probably one of the worst sealant jobs I've ever done.
Pretty sure nobody's gonna have to go up there again? Promise?
Alright, out with the old, in with the new. I don't think we can do the second one today. That would be more efficient for our time usage. But it's just too cold and windy.
The old one had a little bit of a rounder corner. The new one is the same size, except the corners are more square. So I have to nip a little bit in each corner just for clearance. Shouldn't be terribly hard.
We want to take that in baby steps because if you cut back too much.
Well, we have a whole inch of flange should cover anything. One corner didn't seem to need it. 3 corners did. Okay.
Right, let's test fit.
It's very tight, which is probably good. Now we have to do the shortening step where
Yeah, we gotta take a couple inches off.
2 inches tall. So I'm gonna try my best to carefully cut this on the line. It needs to be shorter to fit up in the ceiling. I'm hoping I don't crack it beyond where I need to cut it. I think it's gonna be okay. It's wanting to chip out. I had to trim this edge to get it to fit up in. It's staying without screws, which tells me it's about as tight as it needs to be. Obviously I gotta do the wiring next, so I'm gonna come back and do that. Of course, these holes don't line up with the previous, so we're gonna have to drill again in here.
Let me get you a paper plate.
Yeah, paper plate, I think.
That helps tighten it to the ceiling a lot better than it was.
Yeah. I have to countersink it for it to look right.
I actually think you need to take the corner out on the right-hand side.
So I was able to run the wires through this rib. The ribs that run in the ceiling, the length of the Airstream, will have holes in them with a little plastic grommet, actually like the one coming through the ceiling here. That plastic grommet you'll find periodically, and it happened to be right here at the edge of the fan running in here, so I removed the bathroom fan cover just to be able to get the wire in. And then I'm going to use these wires here, which for whatever reason are dead-ended.
I'm ready.
Okay, so as I suspected, it does not turn on. Don't be alarmed. It has to be open to actually come on.
Oh, I can feel it pulling from the front door, which
Yeah,
is
you
open.
can hear it. Feel it rising.
That screen and fan is never going to be as clean as it is right now.
Nope.
Does that also work as a latch that'll actually close it tight? Because the other one just kept flying.
I don't know. I mean, it's a knob and then it comes in and it stops.